So yeah, if you guys are joining me, I'm playing the Darkest Dungeon modded one. We're gonna do a different one this time. This time we're doing a what do you call it? A new modded one, and then on our YouTube channel, there will be a vanilla one as well. In case you guys missed this, in case you guys missed this stream, I wouldn't really worry about it. I am going to have this up on YouTube. Twitch affiliation does not allow me to upload these until 24 hours. And the time right now of recording this is around 9 p.m. Eastern time. So this will be out at 9 p.m. Eastern. Right exactly when I'll be doing this part 2. So, yeah. We'll be playing Darkest Dungeon probably a lot in comparison to the old stuff. In fact, I might start with that. About an hour, and then FGO another 2 hours in the afternoon, and then in the evening we'll be playing Darkest Dungeon and then a random game. Please be in mind that this is probably going to be a lot shorter than I like it to be. About an hour, I'd say. And then I'll be playing Crusader Kings 2, which is probably one of my favorite games to play, especially casually. So, and that will also be modded as well, just an FYI. That one might take a little bit longer than an hour because I haven't set this up. The reason why this wasn't up at like 8 o'clock on what I thought it'd be is because I was looking at mods to mod, and I also was taking out a few mods that I just didn't really like that much. So, yeah, I'm gonna test this one too. Like, I'm gonna download the VODs and go from there. But, yeah, thank you guys for showing up if you can, and if you're listening to this on YouTube or on the Twitch VOD, thanks for viewing it. So, mods that I don't have are like any of the overhaul mods, for example, the Sunward Isles. That one is like some Japanese-esque type of thing. Also, I just totally remembered, this game is on sale if I recall. I think it's about like 7 to 15. It's $6, and all the DLC is about 12, I'd say. Probably even less because that's counting in the soundtrack. But yeah, I recommend you guys to at least buy this game. This is not sponsored. I love this game, and I think everyone should have a chance to play it. So, yeah, we have the Steam Summer Sale going on at the current moment, and it ends in July 9th, I think. So if you want to pick up the game, you know, you have some time, think about it, maybe watch a stream, formulate some opinions, and then go from there. Sorry about this, guys. I guess this is a way to like show you guys what mods I'm running as well. So I apologize for the lack of content there is, and I'm probably not gonna edit this out when I do put this up. But you won't see this again. Trust me. Did I put on the Omen Seeker? I don't think I did. I think I took her off for a second. Yeah, I must have missed that. But yeah, I just recommend this game for anyone. This game is fun. The mods are great. The community's great. I think. I never really had an issue where I ever thought to myself how toxic this community is. In fact, I think this community is probably supportive. I hope I'm not wrong. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Anyway, man, this is like a lot longer than I thought. Sorry about this, guys. I'm so sorry that you have to like see this like long-winded thing going on. Not really what I was expecting, in all honesty. Okay. Artillery Knight, yes. Bogatir, yes. Narub, yes. Lord's Blade, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I also like to think that this is a good way to show you guys any mods. Oh, I'm not going that one. That's not going to be... Oh, but that one. A lot of class mods. Anything else I need to talk about? I think that's it. I think the okay, but why not? Why not fighting me in the circus? I'm not doing that. I think the best thing about this game are the mods, and I never really liked PvP anyway, so I just don't enjoy that. Oh my god, finally I got through this. Post edit. So I had to cut out a lot of the VOD for this game. This was recorded on stream last 2 days ago. I had a bit of like a lot of just random stuff that I was doing and talking about that just really didn't fit the game, and I didn't really want it on the channel. So I'll be just kind of commentating over what I was doing, and so I I hope you guys don't mind like the sudden change. So right now, what I was mostly doing is just running through the tutorial. This is like every tutorial in the game. Unfortunately, there's no audio because I don't feel like putting anything over my voice. So here's just the tutorial. Usually, you just get like a random brigand. You get like 50 gold every time. You don't have any torches, and you have only 2 heroes, which is the Crusader and the Highwayman, a knight and a rogue. So you always get these 2 guys, usually a musketeer and a big man, big Chungus man. And usually it's pretty easy of a fight as long as you're not doing anything random. I've never really seen anyone lose the first round. And if you do lose the first round, I am not quite sure what you were doing, but it must have been like really bad. Like you might have just kind of like done some like skills that just didn't really work, so the damage just kind of caught up to you. Because after you kill this guy, which I'm about to do right now with the Crusader Smite, it just becomes easier because this Fusilier does like actually no damage. So there's like the corpse system, right? When you kill a monster, their corpse is left, so you can't quite reach the back line until you go right through it. So here the Fusilier gets in front. Fusiliers usually have the rush shot and then the cannon barrage. So usually you'll see them just try and shoot the first or second wave instead of like overall your entire team. So having this guy by himself goes down pretty quickly, although it did get a little extended because of a dodge mechanic, but after that it was pretty straightforward. And we just go to the... Oh yeah, I always open these things up because it's trapped and I just like the meme, but it doesn't really give you anything. So this is the victory screen. You get a bunch of gold, you get your heirlooms, you have a chance to get a quirk here, which my Crusader got something. I didn't read it quite quick. But I had a mod for backgrounds, and there's a few mods. This is my when I stream later on in the night, and then I stream a new one that I'm about to stream actually as of recording this, probably in about a few minutes. Probably after I'm done getting all my recording for the audio of this. But usually you get the Vestal and the Plague Doctor. It's usually your first characters you get, and I just put them in, and I just kind of went through a mission. I think it's the first one. Yeah, it's this one, and just kind of went through it. You might notice that the inventory is a little bit messed up. It's because I'm using a mod to expand the inventory. Um, some people like to say it's kind of like cheating. I mean, you're modding anyway, so you're kind of technically cheating already. And I just like to have fun that way. But I understand if people don't like that. I recommend if you don't want to worry about inventory, don't get the expansion. But if you do want to worry about it, you may. I don't really like it, but like if you want to do it, like that's great, and you should be allowed to do it, and you should not be harassed. Also, the background mods, I think they're really nice after a while because after a while you kind of just see the same background over and over again, and it's kind of just a repetition. So I'm glad that it was not that this time. I'm taking a while to accept this. I don't know what I was doing. Past me did not know what the fuck I was doing. Okay, so still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, there we go. So there's this is the usual standard dungeon layout. It's about 33 and then a one dungeon basically. There's just you go to the first room, which usually doesn't have any enemies. I think the second room does, the one at the top. And then from there, it's either you go up or you go right. If you go right, there's like a curio with a monster battle, and then if you go up, it's gold with a treasure. And oh, okay, there was a fight here, but this is like easy. These are just two skeletons, and they do like really insignificant damage. Like this one hits, well, yeah, 5. It's like that's not that bad. My Vesla could heal actually all of that. And then the Crusader with the smite, and it usually just goes through it. I forget if this is, yeah, just get the strong box, get some gold. Now, there's a scouting mechanic, so if you have 100 torch, your torchlight kind of depends on how you scout. So when you scout, it'll reveal the thing around you, and there's a % chance of that happening. So you kind of know what is what you're getting into. Here, I ran into a hallway battle, and again, very straightforward. You want to like try and get these like stress dealers in the back to usually die quickly, because what they do is they stress your heroes up, so that when they get to, I think it's 100, yeah, it's 100, they get either a chance to be afflicted or virtuous. Big problem with that is you don't really have any stress healing this early in the game. There's like no way anyone has any stress healing this far in or this early on. So what I like to do is usually try and kill them as quickly as possible, so that they don't get to do as much stress healing or stress damage to me. Because once you go over, like if someone gets afflicted, they start like affecting the entire team around them, and then eventually when they get to 200 stress, they die from a heart attack. And for if you're virtuous, like they stress heal a lot. And also, if they ever get like stress, like damage, if they get to 200, they lose the virtue, but they're reset back to 0. So you can see here, I went up top, going up, going up, going up. There we go. And this one's a little bit harder because it's now 4-4. Oh, never mind, it's a 3-3. Or a 3. Usually these guys are pretty standard. Right here with the Plague Doctor. The Plague Doctor has a special buff against, like, Blight is really useful against the bones and the skeletons. What you could do is there's a thing on the resistance right below their names, and there's a percent chance of them like resisting. So the less the resistance percentage, the higher they could be afflicted with it. So keep in mind that when you're trying to kill them. Okay, got this. Yep, got the Zealous Smite. I was like kind of debating on what to do here because I wasn't quite sure what to be the best option because that skeleton was gonna die from the bleed or from the blight, so it was dead. And I'd rather not. If a character dies from bleeding or any afflictions like bleed or blight, they'll die and they won't leave a corpse. So it's actually in your it's in your best interest for them to just succumb to the bleed or blight. So that way you don't have an issue. And usually the resistance is proc on your turn, like the bleed and blight. So if it's your turn, you get dealt that damage. Okay, and I use a key, unlock it, get some nice goodies. I kind of just march on through. Make sure to keep. I want to keep the torch as well. If it's your first time playing, I recommend you just keep your torch at like at 100, if possible. But there are times where you can get it lower. See there was a chest, and what happened there was that Renault was like a kleptomaniac. It's one of his negative quirks, and so whenever he sees something like that interactable, he'll just like take whatever he wants from there. Now I think I go down. Yeah, I go down here, and I try to kill these guys in this battle, which I don't think was that long of a battle. No, well, this is actually a really standard enemy to fight. This is very standard of like every ruin run in the beginning, where it's just like one tank, a DPS, a stress damage dealer, and then like DPS in the back. So I think I killed the guy with stress pretty quickly on. I used blight, but I'm trying to like not die from the damage from the crossbowman. Luckily, my highwayman dodged. I get to heal the plague doctor because there's a little bit of healing required. And after that, it's just kind of a standard waiting game. I think I tried to smite the guy in the back, the bone soldier, but I missed. But had I hit that, it would have been another character dead. The Crusaders are really useful for the ruins because they're unholy, and the Crusader has damage plus damage against them. Okay, I think I understand that this guy's dead. I just apply another patch of blight on him, just so he can like for sure die. So he was for sure dead there. And then now I just try and kill off the rest of their team. Usually I like to keep the front guy alive. Like, he can't do much. His damage is pretty manageable, and I could still blight him as well. I don't think that was the right move to blight the soldier. Yeah, the soldier. There wasn't really a point. But then after that, hit him with the smite. He's 3 HP. And Axe Blade doesn't do that much. Yeah, it's like 4 damage at this level, so it's not that bad. And then he's dead. So I just kind of like wait. I think I just kill him off, yeah. So then, yeah, after this, I open up that chest, And then I go back to the Hamlet, and then here's where I kind of just wanted to like help you guys, and I kind of figured out a tutorial of like classes. So hope you guys enjoy that, and yeah, and now I can go back to letting my stream go. So yeah, I'll be back later on this video. So
make no mistake, we will face ever greater threats.
Actually, I just realized when I was talking about Fate.
Ready.
Huh. Huh. Actually, I need to get better skills here. These are not very optimal. This is like what I always run on my characters if I can. Ideally. So I'll go through, since you know I'm probably just gonna pad out for time here. So the Crusader is really useful in the tank position, and he's usually going to be in the front line. So you want to do is, usually you want to take Smite, not the game, this skill. It's got a good accuracy, and it gives you a plus 15 damage versus Unholy, so you kind of just want to take it if you're fighting like skeletons or like unholy things. I know I just said unholy things. The things that have the tag that unholy. And then Zealous Accusation, it's not really that great, because you're hitting the first two, and like, I don't know, tanks are kind of like there that exist, so you're not hitting the back line. The Stunning Blow can be nice, but again, it's just front line. What I like to run, I think I run Stunning Blow because like sometimes you want to take the tank out for a second, is Val Heal and Inspiring Cry. And this one has some pretty good, that's actually some really nice healing on a character usually, you know, you wouldn't think would be healing you. And then on top of that, you have your Inspiring Cry, which heals you and takes out a -5 stress, and also has a +5 torch. Really good. I'd say it's pretty solid. I usually run this forever. If I had to take out something, I'd probably take Smite, put on Bulwark maybe. Gives you a good protection and like helps you become a target so that you know you can absorb stuff. Also probably Holy Lance is useful, but the problem with Holy Lance is like you kind of want to shift your your Crusader in the back. I think I have seen people do a Crusader in the back, but I think this is probably optimal. As for camping skills go, Pep Talk's really nice. I mean, a lot of the Crusaders are a lot of like stress. I think Stand Tall is a really good one. Removes mortality debuffs. Basically, what this does is that if someone goes down and they get revived, they have this huge debuff. This will just remove it completely. Zealous Speech, also pretty good. It's another -15 stress. So imagine just using his Encourage about twice. No, 4 times. For about double and a half. And getting all companions of -15% stress per 4 battles, so that's pretty good. Zealous Vigil, it's alright, but I think it's pretty good for preventing nighttime ambush. It just gives, but it's only a self. That's the problem, I think. It's only a self buff, so you're only the Crusader, like you're self healing your stress for only the Crusader. It doesn't really work. Let's go with the Highwayman. Highwayman is probably the most favorite like DPS I've ever seen. It's probably one of the best DPSs in the game. So the first thing he's got is Wicked Slice. It's about a 15. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got good accuracy. It's plus 50% damage and a good amount of crit. I don't run this. I don't think it's that great, and I think, you know, if suited with it, I think it's good. But I never really run it. I like the other ones better. You'll see why. So Pistol Shot, it's pretty good. The accuracy is kind of pretty solid, I think. The damage is kind of low, and the crit's kind of A lot higher, actually. It's a lot higher than the first one. It actually does have a plus 25% damage versus Mark. So if you're going to run pistol shot, I recommend you actually run this for a bounty hunter team. Bounty hunter basically marks targets, or there are other heroes that mark targets, but bounty hunter does it pretty well. And your pistol shot will be able to target most of the back line as well. So these are the targets you actually want to hit, and you have a good damage. If you have a marked target, the damage modifier is probably dropped to, like now it says plus 10%. Math. This skill is probably one of my favorite skills. It's called oops, it's called point blank shot. So what this does, and I think is probably the most broken thing in the game from a Highwayman perspective, this is his trump card. What this does is it shoots the gun, right? And Highwayman like goes back a slot. And what this does is it's like a high accuracy. It's got a plus 50% damage modifier and a plus 5% crit mod. So you're probably asking like, Vernal, why would you want to run this? This is kind of bad. You're only hitting the first target. See, point blank shot does a crap ton of damage. Like, it will shred tanks. It will shred tanks. And so it will just completely annihilate them. That's where just wait a bit. So anyway, point blank shot I always take, and this is like what I want to run. Grape shot blast, not that great. It's kind of useful for AOE, but I don't really like to use it. I find this less usable because it's got a little bit of a lower accuracy, and thus I always see it miss. So if I can't hit the target, there's no point in taking the shot. I want like confirmed damage rather than like mix up. Tracking shot, it's alright. It just bypasses stealth. It gives you a lot of damage and accuracy and crit, but I recommend just not. This is very useful for any like setups where you have a target that is not stealth, or I'm sorry, that is stealth and you want them not to be stealth. Stealth basically also means that like they're untargetable, they're invisible, like you can't hit them at all unless it's AoE. Duelist Advance and Point Blank Shot go together like two pieces of bread between, or like it's like fucking like pizza and like pepperoni or cheese. Like, actually, this is a horrible analogy. It's like they just complement each other so well that like there's absolutely no reason why to not run Duelist Advance, because you want to have that chance. Unless you have like a shuffle group, like a shield breaker that like goes forward and like makes the Highwayman move forward, so you don't have to like do this. This is really nice. For one, it's got good accuracy, so that's really good. Its damage modifier is not the greatest, you know, but you know, it pushes him forward, and what it does is it gives him riposte. Riposte being his counter move. It's pretty good actually in helping. Open vein, it's alright, I guess. Bleeding target, 2 points. It's pretty swell. Problem with this is that problem with the open vein is you can't really deal bleeding damage against characters that just don't bleed, like skeletons. So be careful of that. Alright, Vestal. Oh, sweet Vestal. Your healings are always wonderful. So, okay, so basically what the Vestal has, she has a Mace Bash. So it's kind of the same thing as the Crusader. I don't think I've ever seen a Vestal in the front before, and I'm very interested to see what a Vestal would be in the front. I've never heard of it. But if you ever did do it, it's got some pretty decent accuracy and plus 15% damage. It's kind of like her smite, basically, from the Crusaders kit. Judgment, it's only in the back, but it heals you, and it's got less damage, but good accuracy. Dazzling Light, it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I rank that up usually what I like to have, because you want to stun your units and make sure they don't get to play. These two are probably the best healings in the game, if you ask me. Single target healing 4 to 5 on stat 1, or on skill 1, I think is just absolutely like a godsend. I think Divine Comfort is also really good. Healing a party for 1 to 3, and then like as it goes up in the game, I think you just have like a really good solid foundation. And then Illumination is just a bypassing stealth, and it's pretty alright. I'll just run it because I don't really want to get Judgment at the moment. I want to save money right now. Hand of Light's also good. I think this is why what you want to be running if you ever want to do a Vestal in the front. Vestal being in the front will probably only be Vestal like in the 2nd position. I don't think you could do a Vestal in the front. The only thing she'll be doing in the front is just mace bashing and bashing her head in, along with Illumination and Hand of Light. Then that's it. That's actually it. That's all the skills you could do in the front, in the first position. So if you ever want to run her in the front, have like this holy war maiden be in the front line, I would suggest putting it on 2. Probably put Dazzling Light, which is the stun move, Divine Comfort, Illumination maybe, Mace Bash, and then Hand of Light in that vicinity. Don't bother with Divine Grace, Judgment. And then finally Plague Doctor. Plague Doctor is kind of like your not AoE dot, but like your dot procking. He likes to dot people, or she likes to dot. She likes to basically poison the ever-living crap out of the enemy because she just wants to see some experiments going on. The Plague Doctor, who is a she by the way, it was confirmed. She basically has the first 2 moves of her skill set are like they target the front and then they target the back. And the back's got the AoE and the front has single target. Gives them good blight everywhere. No damage modifiers on this because you're not really going for damage, you're going for blight. Blight, you're basically doing 6 damage here, if anything. Same here, you're doing like 5 damage here, or 2 damage. It's really nice. The dot proc is pretty good, especially when you have characters that are actually susceptible to them. Blight, like for example, the skeletons in the ruins are really weak against blight. So if you have a Plague Doctor, you're going to poison the ever-living crap out of them, and they're going to rest to death and die. Blight was kind of changed at some point, but you know, you kind of just have to run with it. This is the character you usually would like to run with Blight. Usually, I like to stress that. Usually like to run with Blight. Also, Blinding Gas, it's just a stun. Actually, it's kind of nice. It's got like 2 stuns, but you can only use it 3 times a battle, so eh. Incision, it's alright for like any like way of hitting like the front line, but meh. Battlefield Medicine, I think, is a really good skill. People could say actually this is probably one of the best healings in the game if it went for mods or anything like that. What this does is basically she will heal you, and then she'll cure blight and bleed. And it's just wonderful. And it also cures self too. So really useful for anything like that. And if you wanted to have anything to do with like, if you're worried about dots or like bleeding or having like a plague, you know, this is it. This is your answer. Emboldening vapors used to be really strong because it never was a use per battle one. I'm sure there are mods that actually take it out. But what emboldening vapors did was, if you had a character that could just keep hitting emboldening vapors, you would get to the point where it would actually just stack. It would just stack up like plus 20% damage over and over and over again. Eventually to the point where like you could actually just one-shot a boss. But they changed that so that now it's only uses per 2 battle, or uses per battle twice. So you can only do it twice. The disorientating blast is really useful. It clears the enemy corpses. I just like having it because, like, God, I really hate clearing these corpses so I can hit the enemy. It's really useful. Okay. I think I'm all set with covering stuff, and probably a good time to conclude our Darkest Dungeon part. Hey guys, it's me, Editor Vernal, and thank you guys for checking out this Darkest Dungeon run. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and watching it all the way through. I know it's pretty lengthy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I am actually going live after you see this, so you know, if you like, I'm usually on at around 2:30 to 3 p.m. or 2:30 or 3 p.m. to about 6 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm back from like 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Streaming Darkest Dungeon. So if you guys want to see that, please like the video and subscribe. And if you want to see anything more, you know, leave a comment, join the Discord. I'll probably leave a link somewhere in the future. It's on my stream if you can't get it on YouTube. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.